Hello friends, happy Thursday. My name's Jana and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and an avid stamper, and I welcome you to my YouTube channel. All right. You know what? I think I'm going to turn my heat down real quick. Hang on. All right. So, have you seen the fractured cards? They are not anything new. I've been seeing them pop up a lot, like scrolling down my Facebook page, on people's YouTube channels. And so I thought it would be fun to make one. They are something from the past, actually. So before, back in the day, they were called shutter cards or faux shutter cards. And so today I've got a really super simple way to make them, and I'm going to be using the Fluffiest Friends stamps and dies, which are super cute. I'm going to use the little bunny, and I am going to make it into an Easter card. I'm also going to use the Happy Easter greeting, and I've already stamped and cut out this little egg right here to use. This is also a really super cute set, and it's just called Easter Bunny. This one does not have dies with it, but it does have a coordinating punch. I'm not going to use that today, but it cuts out that bunny right there. All right, let's get started. Okay, bringing in my parts and pieces. The patterned paper that I'm using today, well, all my little scraps are in the front of it here, but this paper is called Hello Irresistible. It is an online only exclusive item. I think it's still available. I love these papers. And I liked the soft kind of pastel colors of them, so that is why I picked them. From the dies, there are these two dies in here. They're both the same that cut out grass. So I went ahead and cut out several pieces. I wasn't sure how much I was going to want to use. So I've got that, and I cut those out of Old Olive. I also cut out that sort of leaf, and I thought, oh, there's the other one. I knew I cut out two little pieces, so I've got those. Those have embossing there on them, which is kind of nice. All right, so you're going to need your base piece of your card. So I've just got my 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 card, and this is out of Daffodil Delight. And then I've got a couple of scrap pieces of the patterned paper. You will need some strips. And I just cut mine from the shortest end of a piece of cardstock. So these are 8 1/2 inches long, and they're 1/4 inch wide. That's basically the most measuring really that you're going to have to do, is just that you need some 1/4 inch strips of paper. And I have found so far in the ones that I've made, 2 8 1/2 inch strips of it are plenty enough to have made the cards I've made so far. And then I've just got a piece of scrap here to put on the inside of my card. So I'm going to set all of that aside because I need to do a little bit of stamping here with the bunny. So I've got him loaded up on my block. Isn't he so cute? He's holding a cupcake, but we're going to fix it so he's holding an Easter egg. And I am going to stamp him with crumb cake. So how is your day going today? So many of the Stampin' Up! Demonstrators are gone to on stage, which is what they call the convention for Stampin' Up! And it's in Houston. And I did see a picture that someone posted from their hotel room. They were up pretty high, and it was overlooking kind of the courtyard, which was huge. And there was a pool, and then there was a big lazy river, and it was in the shape of the state of Texas. I just thought that was so cool. I'm sure they're all having just a blast. So there is the cute little bunny. All right, so let's color him up. So I pulled out light crumb cake and ivory. I'm going to try to color him with these colors. And you know me, I'm not going to do anything too fancy here. And it's not a very big image, so it won't take me too long. I mostly kind of want him to just be like a little bit of a tan colored bunny with a lot of white. That's what I'm thinking anyway. We're in our local car club, and tonight is our Dine to Drive. We do that once a month. So tonight we are going to kind of a brew pub place. And typically there's a good turnout of people. I mean, we're just a small coastal town, but typically there's around 30 of us that go. So that's pretty fun. Okay, so there is that around the edge. And then I'm going to come in with this ivory. Let's see what I can do here with this. It's a little bit of a lighter color, but also it's kind of a different shade than the crumb cake. But let me see what I can do here with this. I want to leave some white, so I'm not going to go completely into the whole thing here. Oh, I didn't color around his little feet. Well, I can just use this one. And then I'm just going to use the blender pen here. And I'm just going to kind of see what I can do here with this. My blender pen might be getting kind of dry. I know I have another one in there. We'll see what happens there. It's got to kind of do its little magic. And think I'm going to take the crumb cake and just do his muzzle here. And maybe come back into his feet here a little bit. I guess it's a he since I keep calling it a he. Let me fill in the pink and then see if I need to go back in. Oh, I'm going to give him a little pink nose and little pink toes. And I want to give him pink cheeks, but I'm not sure. I think I need to go back in and bring this down into the white just a little bit here. We'll go with this end and see how that does. Okay, that's pretty cute. I think I do want to give him some pink cheeks though. So I am just going to do that right there and over here. Too adorable. Okay, while he's drying, I'm going to bring in my square. Now I have a 2.5 inch square. This is going to be the kind of focal point of this card, and it doesn't have to be 2.5 inches. It can be whatever size you want to make your square. I just wanted a little bit more room because my little bunny's kind of chubby, and so I just wanted there to be plenty enough room for him to fit on there. When you position your square on the front of your card, you're going to position it like this, in this more diamond shape, and not like a square on the card. So it needs to go in on the front of your card like this. So if you're going to do any coloring or stamping on it, put a greeting on it, whatever, you want to make sure that you have it in that shape and not square, if that makes sense. So I'm going to do this here, and I brought in a couple of blender brushes, and I'm going to pull out Coastal Cabana, I think. Hopefully this won't be too dark. I'll go at it kind of light. I just kind of wanted that color for my sky. We'll see what we get here. We're not getting a whole lot just yet. I probably need to press a little harder. There we go. I didn't want to go at it too big. I have the hardest time saying this word, vigorously. I can't say that word for some reason. Anyway, I didn't want to go at it too crazy because I didn't want it to come out being really color of a sky I didn't want. But I'm kind of liking that. Okay, we're going to just go with that. That's a pretty color blue sky there. Oh, I'm loving how that bunny is turning out. He's so cute. Okay, and then on the bottom, I remember I said I cut those grass pieces out of Old Olive. So I'm going to bring in my Old Olive and just go ahead and color up some of that here in the bottom area where I'm going to be putting that grass, so that it won't be kind of like white behind the grassy area. All right, satisfied with that. And then I could probably go ahead and I don't know if I want to do the grass yet. I could. That would probably be the best thing because I'm going to have it on here so I can trim it completely square because the edges have to be straight for this technique. So I'm going to go ahead and put my grass on, I think. Let me get my glue. Let's see here. I really just want to, okay, that's not going to stay there. This needs to be tucked under it. Okay. These cards, I have to say, are so much fun and kind of addicting to make because they're so easy and the possibilities are endless. And you're working with a really small palette to have to actually design. Now you could use more of the card front, but you'll see if you don't know what I'm talking about, you'll see when we get to putting it all together here. So I was in the Walmart this morning. It was my sister and I's shopping day. And so our Walmart, we have, they went to the whole thing where you mostly have to check out your own groceries. They've got check stands, but there's typically only one, maybe two checkers, and then there's a ton of check yourself out things, self-checkouts. Well, when I went in there today, I went to a self-checkout just because I don't like waiting in line. All right, you know what? I think I'm going to save these two pieces to maybe put behind the bunny. And I did my whole checking out thing, and I can't talk and do this at the same time. The clerk came up to me at the end and she goes, I don't know if you heard what I was telling that other lady. Well, I did hear her tell the other lady that they were getting paper bags back because we don't have, you have to bring your own bags or you have to buy reusable bags. There's no, I think, different states are different, but we don't have plastic bags anymore, and Walmart doesn't have paper bags either. So I'm using my little craft knife and I'm cutting around the bunny's arms because I want to tuck in that little Easter egg that I made. So anyway, they're getting paper bags back. And they had two big rows of self-checkouts right up at the front. The first row was completely closed, and I do believe they're probably going to completely take that out. The row that I had gone through, I think she was telling me this because I had more than 15 items. However, I did not see a sign or anything up saying 15 items or less, but she was letting me know that those check stands, self-checkouts were now going to be 15 items or less. And if you have more groceries than that or more things than that and you want to do self-checkout, you have to go all the way to the other end of the store and use those checkouts there. And I said, well, okay, are you going to get more clerks then? And she said, yes, that all the check stands were now going to be manned from like whatever time they open in the morning until 7 o'clock at night. And then I'm sure, you know, after that, the amount of customers coming in is probably significantly less. So I thought that's all good with me because I would much rather go through a check stand when I have a lot of stuff and have somebody else do the work after I've done all my shopping. And so I totally feel like they're just going completely backwards, which is all good with me because I liked the old way of shopping. And I'm sure that our paper mill here and others will probably be happy if stores are going back to having paper bags available. I'm going to cut this out and I'll be right back. So somehow that whole self-checkout thing wasn't panning out very well for Walmart, at least here, and hopefully my friend that lives in a bigger town than we do is really hoping that they will go back to the old ways where she lives. But I've always wondered that with people who are you know, aren't able to maybe do that whole self-checkout thing. It must be super frustrating for them to have to deal with that. Okay, so the bunny's gonna go in there, and then I want to bring some grass from behind him. Ooh, that's gonna be cute. Okay. So let me tuck him down in there with a little bit of glue. Pop those arms up just a little bit so it's easier to get the egg in there. Cute. Okay, let me get some glue on this. Now we have to trim all of this off from back here. I'm going through several thicknesses of it here towards the bottom, so it's not quite as easy. There we go. cute. Okay. And here is my little Easter egg that I colored up. I tried to color it to match the patterned paper that I'm going to be using. So I'm going to just tuck that in there. Let me put a little glue on the back of that. Oh, I didn't use those little leaf things yet that I cut out. Aw, he's got his little Easter egg. So cute. Okay, so I think what I will do is tuck these in maybe after I get it on the front so it can overhang the strips a little bit. That is what I'm going to do. All right, so this is the inside of the card. I think I'm going to make my card vertical, and I'm going to pop this down at the bottom of the white that's going to go inside there. There's not much to trim off, just a little tiny bit there. I'm trying to think what other stores we have here. I mean, we don't have a lot of stores in our town, so we have Fred Meyer and they have self-checkouts, but you can also go through a regular checkout there. But I'm trying to think if there's any other places with self-checkouts here. Can't think of any. We have Walgreens, we have Rite Aid, we have a grocery outlet. We don't have a whole lot here. Okay, so there's the inside. And now you can put your square anywhere on the front that you want. And there's two ways of doing this. You can start with one whole sheet of patterned paper and then you only have to come in with two other pieces, or you can start with a plain piece of cardstock and then come in with your patterned papers all the way around. I'm going to start with one piece of patterned paper. Isn't this pretty? I love the colors in this. And then we'll come in with two other sections that are this color. So you'll just put your square wherever you want, as long as it's, you know, in that kind of more diamond shape. You can put it up at the top, you can put it at the bottom, you can put it in the middle. However, you know, you can put it more to one side. It doesn't matter. You don't really need to do any measuring or anything like that unless you want to. I want to see here where I might want to put my greeting. I think I'm going to want it more at the top since we sort of have a lot of plain space up there. So maybe I will put my square more towards the bottom, and then come in at the top with my greeting. I'm trying to decide here if that's what I want to do. Maybe I'll put it more to one side. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to kind of put it right there. I could have used my ATG on the back of it, but my glue was sitting right there and I hadn't put the pin back in it yet, so I'll just go with this. All right, so I'm going to put it more over to one side. Yeah, I'm just going to do it. Commit to doing it. Put it right there. Okay, so now strips are next. It's easiest to go clockwise. So I'm going to start with my strip right here. And what you're going to do is you're going to make it even with this point. You're not going to go past the point like that. You're not going to take it all the way like that. You're going to go right even with the point like that. So what I like to do, I've got a piece of clear paper there, is kind of figure out where I'm going to be cutting this off, because it's going to cut off with the outside edge of my paper over here, and just hold my finger there, and then I know how far down I need to put my glue. My cat. I don't know if you could hear. She can make the most mournful meowing sounds. And she typically likes to do that in the middle of the night. All right. So you're going to butt it right up against the square and even with the edge there. Oops, I need to bring my mat here so I don't get glue everywhere. So it's going to go just like that. And then you're going to snip it off from the back, because it's easier to snip off from the back because you can see where your edge is. Okay. And then going clockwise, we'll start here with this. You're not going to use your edge like that. You're going to use your straight edge, and you're going to do the same thing. You're going to just put it right up against the edge of your square and take it clear to the outside edge of the card. So I need to go to right about there with my glue. I have three more of these cards that I made. I was having a fun time with it yesterday, so I will show you those when I'm done here. So we're going to take that right there like that. And one other thing, my card base is the same yellow as my strips, so it's best to do that. Have your strips be the same color as what your card base is. Now, if you are going to do the whole front of your card with this and not leave an edge, like I'm going to have that, you know, border, then you don't have to worry about your strips being the same color. But if you're going to leave a border like I am, then you want your strips to be the same color. Okay, so I have this little piece left, but I can see that, you know, I can't use that. So I'm going to start with my next strip here. And we're just still doing the same thing, but this is all the more of that I need. I saw one card, I think I was looking around on Pinterest, and they did this with like an octagon shape, and it was really cool because you went off all the sides, all the flat sides doing the same thing. So there were several strip pieces going off of it, not just four like we're doing here. But that worked out really good. Okay, so let me snip that off. And we just have our last piece. And that will start at this one and go all the way up there. So with every strip, you'll go all the way to the outside edge of your card. You don't just go to the outside edge of your square. So this one's going to go all the way up to the top here and off the edge like that. And then I've got a little piece over here to trim. Okay. Very fun. All right, so now I'll bring in my other piece here, and I have to decide which two corners I want to put them in. I can put this in. I can already tell you quickly that I want this corner and this one because this has the most colors, and I don't want to cover up all that yellow and stuff. So, and the green. This has got all three colors of the paper there, and all three in this section here too. There's just a little bit of the pink there. So I'm going to put my green in these two sections here. So instead of putting the glue on this paper, I'm just going to fill the glue in over here. I'm going to not go quite to the strip because I don't want it to ooze up over my strip there, but I am going to get it on the edge here, and then I will just put a little bit in there. And then you're going to kind of do the same thing like you did with the strip. You're going to lay your paper down in there and get it right up against those flat edges. And then trim it off from the back. And I'm kind of careful when I do my trimming, even though I'm just using a scrap piece of paper, because I'll still be able to use that piece, and I think it will fit in my other corner just fine. If not, you can always get another piece, but may as well make the best use of your scraps. So there is that. And then, yeah, I can just even fit that little side right there. So this daffodil yellow that I used is the same yellow that's in my patterned paper. So that is why I chose that color. So you can see it's super simple. Anyway, I think it is. It's just really easy. There's really no having to measure anything, and I love that. If you don't have scissors that are non-stick, I would suggest adding that to your stash of crafty tools because I love my non-stick scissors. This is a pair I got when I did Fun Stamper's Journey. These little ones. I have a big pair that I got, and these were really inexpensive. And typically they're the black color like this, the non-stick ones. I got these at Hobby Lobby. I don't remember what I paid for them, but I'm pretty sure it was less than $10. Okay, so there is how that turned out. Now, if you really want more of a contrast, and you'll see more of a contrast in my other cards, you might, I mean, this is pastel colors, so that's why it's not just really bouncing out, I guess, as being a big contrast. But, you know, these two are definitely different than this one with all the other colors in it there. And then once you put it on your card front, and you can see that these strips now run into that outside edge. It's pretty cool looking. Okay, let me get that attached. Oh, let's see. Hi, Seal. It is a cute stamp set, I think. If you missed it at the beginning, I'm not sure if you were here, but it's called Fluffiest Friends. It's an online exclusive stamp set, and it's got that sweet little bird in there, a beaver, a kitty cat, a bear, and this little guy down here I think is a hamster. I'm not positive. So cute. All right. So now I think I'm going to come in like that with my greeting. And I'm going to have to go around the edge with a color. I'm not sure what color I want to use yet. But I'm going to use the Happy Easter here from the Easter Bunny. I made my label using the Happy Labels punch. It punches out kind of this stamp looking edge here, or the little scalloped edge. You can cut strips from a 1/2 inch, so a 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch, or an inch. Mine's 3/4 of an inch, I do believe. Yeah. Okay, so Happy Easter. Let me pull my bunny off of here. I haven't cleaned. I better clean that so I don't get ink all over my fingers. Okay. What color do I want to stamp my greeting? I'm thinking I might go ahead and stamp it in the same color that I stamped the bunny, which was Crumb Cake. Black would be too harsh, I think. All right, let's see how this turns out. Maybe I'll go around the edge with the petal pink. I think that will bring the pink out in the paper. Oh, that turned out good. I think that's the, yeah, petal pink is in one of the colors there. Now I just have to find there it is. It will tone down a little bit when it dries. And what did I do with my embellishments? There they are. And I'm going to pop that greeting up. Let me get my card straight so I can get my greeting straight. And then these are from my stash. These are not available any longer, but so my advice is if you see embellishments and things like that in the papers, get them while you can, because when they retire things, which they're going to be doing a big retirement here pretty soon because the new catalog is going to come out. People at the convention can already order stuff that's going to be in the new catalog. That's one advantage of getting to go to the convention. Okay, I am going to put one of these colors on since we've got I'm just going to pop them where they land there. Ooh, I like that. I know not the blue, but the green is the right color, and I think one of those would be pretty somewhere. Maybe up with the greeting, like that. And then one of the yellow ones. I'm just liking the little ones, I think, on this card. Maybe I'll just pop it right there. Now I don't want it straight up from the other one. I don't want it on this side because we've got the greeting going to that side, so I think I will get it off my fingernail. Put it more over like that. There we go. I'm happy. Okay, that turned out pretty cute. I put little, when I colored the egg, I colored it in the colors of the paper, and then I came back in with a white gel pen and put little polka dots on it. It turned out pretty cute. Excuse me. Okay, I'll get the other ones out and show them to you. Oh, I forgot to go back and add these, didn't I? Let's just do that real quick. I said I was going to, because I kind of wanted them, yeah, that's going to be cute. I wanted them sticking over the strip a little bit. And then this one, I see the perfect place for it too, if I can get it in there. There we go. Okay, cute. Wow, I just heard a big boom outside. Like somebody dropped something. Okay, that turned out cute, I think. Let's look at the other ones. I will move that one over here. Okay, here is this one. I did that with the hot air balloon. So the hot air balloon set, stamps and dies. And I just thought it turned out really cute with the cloudy paper and the rainbow and sunshines there. And I put some fun sparkle gems, and this is what it looks like on the inside. Wish big, up, up, and away. Hooray, it's your birthday. Wish big. So that's what I was saying. You want to make sure if you're going to stamp on it, you want to do it before you add it, I think, before you add it to the front of your card. Get your stamping done on it ahead of time. I put a little bit of Wink of Stella on the little banner flag there on the balloon. That one turned out cute. I did use a retired color on this. That is that Magenta Madness. And then I did this one. This is with the cute ice cream swirl set. So this set here, stamps and dies. The spoon I got from the Share a Milkshake, I believe is the name of that set. And I put Wink of Stella on that just to make it sparkle. You're the cherry on top. And I love these papers. These papers here are, let me grab them. They're such pretty colors, and they're from this pad here, the Lighter Than Air. And I didn't stamp anything on it yet. And then the last one is this one with the adorable bee set. So it's the Be My Valentine. This one doesn't have dies, but it does have a punch that punches out the bee. And I used the cute coordinating paper, and these little embellishments are all from that line. I put some stickles on the wings. And I think it just turned out so cute. I really like the black strips. It just really makes the card pop. But you can see what a difference, you know, these bright colors and having such different papers looks as compared to the one I did today with the pastel colors. However, I do love this with the pastel colors. Okay, so 2 in a vertical way and 2 in a horizontal. And I did kind of put my, well, it's over to the side more on these. And this one, it's not too far off different from the one I did today, even though I didn't plan it that way. But of course, if you make a bigger card than the size of these cards, you can even have a different look because you would have more choices of where to put your square on the front of your card. And like I said, your square does not have to be a certain size. I think this one here was 2 1/4. I don't remember about that one. I think the rest of them are all 2 1/2. But that and just cutting the two 8 1/2-inch strips of 1/4 inch, you know, 1/4 inch wide, that's really the only measuring you need to do. All right, story time. Thank you, Seal. All right, we are still reading from If the Shoe Fits. Queen Victoria owned black leather shoes with glass monograms. That's cool. Huh. I'd like to see those. Abraham Lincoln was known to shine his own boots in the White House. Our cave-dwelling ancestors wrapped animal skins or furs around their feet for warmth and protection, and shoes evolved from that time. In Europe, it was once considered a good luck charm to place a shoe inside a wall when building a house. That would be weird to find, wouldn't it? Cute picture. We'll read this last one and then save the rest for next time, and then we'll be done with this little book. The world's largest shoe on display at the Scholl College of Pediatric medicine is a size 35. It belonged to Mr. Robert Wadlow of Alton, Illinois. Later in his life, at full growth, Mr. Wadlow towered at 8 feet 11.1 inches and wore a size 44 shoe. That's crazy. All right, we'll finish this little book off next time, and then we'll start a new one. Thanks for joining me today. I hope that if you've never tried a fractured card that you'll give it a try, because like I said, they're tons of fun and so easy and kind of addictive. And anyway, have a great weekend ahead, and I will see you in my next video. Take care. Thanks for stopping by. Please give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Bye-bye.